I'm Dr. Pat Sager-Lane, and I'm also a gerontologist, and I study the process of aging all over the world. However, as I aged, I ran into problems with my eyes, an extreme dry eye situation evaluated by two other doctors, eye doctors, and I ran into having cataract surgery in both eyes, and then also having cornea surgery due to dysbiosis in my eyes. And I did both of those procedures. I ran into complications and had to use continuous eye plugs for extreme dry eye, was what I was told. And I had to have plugs in the top and the bottom every 60 days of my eyes, both eyes, which becomes cumbersome, which becomes a maintenance drug, which becomes something you rely on very much because you're afraid not to have the plugs in your eyes. It's also paid for by most insurance, including Medicare. And so therefore it's a procedure you go through. My eyes weren't getting any better. However, I realized that this was a forever procedure and I could not see the end of it. So I wanted to see what else might be still causing my cloudy vision, looking through a veil, and something wasn't right with my eyes. I still had dry eyes, even though I was doing all the drops, gels, and so forth that I was recommended to do, both over the counter and prescription. The cost became enormous to follow that regimen. Luckily for me, I decided there had to be another answer. I'm an active researcher as a health professional on the fringes of traditional medical treatment plans and an undoctored certified practitioner that uses health empowerment techniques to help people to get better without drugs. I realized there had to be somebody here in Jacksonville, if I was lucky, that could take a look at my eyes from a different perspective. I found Dr. Gilani online after reading everything because I'm a researcher about him and what his patients said about him. He solves the unsolvable eye problems, both vision and other problems, dry eye, whatever it is, from people all over the world that fly into Jacksonville for his expert surgeon advice as an eye surgeon. I felt I was lucky that he was here in Jacksonville. I came to see him, and the first thing he did was undoctor me. He insisted, even against my own desire, to get on with this and see if there's a YAG problem in the back of my eye or if there was a lens problem in the front of my eye that two other eye surgeons had maybe not done as well as they could have. He would do nothing, absolutely nothing, until he got me off of all the gels, all the drops, and all of the procedures that were happening for plugs in my upper and lower eyes. For months this had been going on. And I was resistant, I must tell you. I didn't believe it. I didn't believe I had a doctor that didn't want to do anything. Insisted on getting my eyes back to what he believed would be the real Pat, would be me, would be undoctored me. So since I am an undoctored professional, looking at health empowerment from healing the gut, nutritionally, this finally made sense to me that let's get me back to normal, even if it's uncomfortable, and I felt totally reliant on the other procedures. But my philosophy did match his, and I feel very gratified. I would recommend Dr. Gilani to anyone. He's going to get you back to normal as best he can, and then carefully and meticulously evaluate what's going on with your eyes. And that's what needs to be done without all of the additional procedures you may not need, all of the different pharmaceuticals you may not need, and all of the over-the-counter drugs and procedures you may not need. So I'm very happy to recommend him. I'll be very curious to see what happens with my vision as we go forward, and then maybe I can tell you the result at a later time.